Welcome back to the Kid Tarot. I felt like asking Spirit what the collective, what Earth Angels need to be focused on today and as they move through the rest of the week. So I'm going to pull one card of truth from the Isis Oracle deck. And if you're able to see that, the one card, one truth guidance is for a quick and clear guidance reading. Keep your question in your heart and then shuffle, choose one card, and select the card that falls from the deck. So we're going to do just that. So asking Isis, what do Earth Angels need to be focused on today and as they move through the rest of the week? Divine Sunshine. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Ancestors, Spirit Guides, all those concerned with our highest good and the highest good of all those concerned with us, we ask that you protect this reading at this time. All right. I've never done that. Just felt like I was supposed to do that. Maybe the anywho. All right. So we see this image is really moving for me. I almost feel like I can't even speak. I don't know that if I talked about it in previous readings, but I know I have an image here where there's a there's the symbol for there's the Ankh symbol for the divine, the union between divine masculine and divine feminine, and in the bottom portion of that image there's a shadow of a child that's coming forth. So this is really like powerful confirmation for me about the readings from the previous day. But we see the child here, and we have to assume a few things, that this is the inner child of Isis, which is a really interesting concept, especially as we talk about ascended masters, because like I think about Jesus or Joshua, that that he was a human being, he was a man, if you will, before he was Christed. He was born with that destiny, but nonetheless he was a child. I just heard a man child first, before he was a man, before he was an ascended master. And then I also get the image of almost like those Russian dolls, that there's just a continuous evolution. Even though we are looking at Isis, or even though we may be looking at Jesus as an ascended master in that state, and as a child we're looking up to them because we want to be where they are, even they are in a journey. Even they are in a journey towards growth. So there's a need to be masterful over this. I just heard package, just and it's something about DNA and cells, but there's something that needs to be managed here, maybe around health. I'm just hearing like there's something happening at a cellular level for whoever does for, if that resonates. But you may be feeling called to take better care of yourself, like eating better, or moving, or getting outside more, things of that nature. Tend to your inner child, but also tend to your inner workings, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so what messages did Isis have for us to focus on today, and as we move through the rest of the week? The back portion of this card is Power over 7 Scorpions. You are being initiated into the magic of conjuring, so it's to have power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word. You are guided to use this powerful gift and compassion, with compassion and discernment, with mercy and non-judgment. You can then manage any toxicity in your life swiftly and with great effect. So we've heard this a lot over the last few days, that we're in the process of initiation, of awakening. And I'm learning with you guys. I don't know if there's a lot of a difference between spiritual awakening in general and initiation, but it feels very much like two separate instances. Like there's a cohort of people, like there's a much larger group of people that are experiencing spiritual awakening versus this group of people that are experiencing initiation. Part of the reason why you had to go through so much light and darkness was to be sure that when you were initiated and you were made aware of your power, because I do hear that you have it regardless whether you know you're wielding it or not. Part of that was just to make sure that there was a maturity level there, so that when you were able to freely use these gifts, they were being used towards your highest good and the highest good of all those concerned with you. All right. Isis, any further messages or clarifying messages from this Mystic Beauty's Easy Tarot deck? I just heard the word hunger. Like some of you are used to starving. Like some of you are used to starving for what you want, and that needs to end. Excuse me. Okay. Any other messages for us, Ryan? So we got the Hierophant, the Upright. So all the cards came out in the Upright, which I think is really interesting because in the previous reading today, most of them were not. But as we're talking about this spiritual initiation, we're talking about your growth and evolution. We received the Hierophant card, speaking about spiritual guidance and authority, scholar, therapist, teacher. I'm just hearing some of you have job changes where you're going to be doing more of this type of work, where you're going to be sought. You already had the experience of being sought after for like counsel and things like that, but you may be moving into like an official position, is what I heard, as a scholar, therapist, or teacher of some sort. Do it. Stay true to yourself as you do that. There's a reason why you were tapped to do that. Don't do it the way that everyone around you has done it. You guys are system busters, so that so you may always feel much like what you're doing is against the grain. It's because it's supposed to be. So just get comfortable with being uncomfortable is what I heard. King of Wands, natural born leader, entrepreneur, visionary. I'm just hearing some of you may either you already have multiple businesses or you're getting ready to start a new business or a new partnership. I heard venture partnership. Your counsel is highly sought after, even amongst your peers, like even amongst other subject matter experts at what you do. People, you have a unique perspective, and people enjoy that. And you're learning how to maybe that's got to do with this Queen of Pentacles down at the end, but you're learning how to bring your high level, like high vibrational, spiritual concepts down into this lower vibrational system that currently exists. And I'm also just being guided to say that is totally 100% your purpose. You're meant to take these very complicated or very evolved feelings or systems or thought processes or beliefs from the angelic realms and planting them into your current reality. So I got the image of you again, almost like a radio wave or a light. Like you're anchoring. When we talk about anchoring angelic frequencies into earth, not only are you doing that with your physical body, but you're doing that through your mental thought. So you may have always felt different. You may have always felt outside. That you think about things differently, or people tell you all the time that you're naive, right? That the way that you want to do something, like, oh, like that sounds nice, but don't take that personally. It's just where they are versus where you are. You literally came in prepackaged with this for this purpose. So step into your Emperor energy. You're going to want to, I also heard prepare the base, and I've been hearing prepare the base for a couple months now. You're going to want to make sure that you have set up a strong foundation for yourself as these things shift and move that you can operate from. And the last card that came out was the Queen of Pentacles. And so we see her, we see all of them seated on their thrones. I mean, all four of these cards, they're all seated very confidently on their thrones. They are High Council. I'm also hearing that you are a part of High Council. Like you, the ancestors, the guides, the angels that work with you, and that work over you and that are protective of you. Where did I see that word? That are protective of you. They're of the highest order. Like the highest possible order. And they're not... I'm getting the image of like a lion, like a pack of lions. Like you're not running with the lions for no reason. You know what I mean? Like you're with this particular group because of who you are. You've earned that spot. You've earned your seat is what I'm hearing. I feel called to pull one more card from this Isis deck. Isis, what else do you have for us? Like you're working with high priestesses. You're working with shamans. You're working with archangels. You're working with frequencies of the highest possible order, and that is not an accident. Also, your sphere of influence is increasing. We heard that a few days ago as well. Your sphere of influence is increasing. Some of you are, I just got all of the tingles. But some of you are royalty. You're royalty, like spiritual royalty. And you'll also be giving birth to royalty. And I think that is physical and metaphysical. You're going to be... like you may be the type that's already like we said, scholar, therapist, teacher, where people are your coach. People already come to you frequently for guidance in your personal and professional life. They already seek guidance from you quite often. It's just because energetically they're aware of who you are. So you guys, so I'm gonna pull this card. So you guys saw this card was sitting on top of the deck when I started pulling. I looked at it and I was like, I think I'm supposed to pull that one, but I didn't. I grabbed the card. I told myself, oh no, just pick up the deck and pull a card from that deck. But this card popped right out on the top after all that shuffling. So I'm gonna read both, even though I feel very much like this was the message that I was supposed to pull first. So maybe I'll just read that one first. Queen of Heaven, the Queen of Heaven, the Divine Empress of the Skies acknowledges your feminine authority now, as a man or a woman. Because remember, these energies are dual. We both have divine feminine and masculine energy within us. We're all supposed to be trying to learn to balance both. As a man or a woman, you have a life path of a spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom to the world. No need to repeat that, right? Divine destiny. The divine warrior is within you, helping you to continue a worthy path during times of difficulty. When faced with a challenge, a true warrior will summon more of him or herself to the cause. It might be by bringing more wisdom, focus, or intelligence, or surrendering into the divine. The warrior within has great inner resourcefulness and determination. All right, so I want to leave you guys with those images, but especially for this one. I mean, I think it just summed up everything that we channeled here, and thank you, Isis, for those messages. But the Queen of Heaven, the Divine Empress of the Skies, acknowledges your feminine authority now. You have a life path of spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom into the world. And these qualities, these are those high qualities that we were talking about. These are those angelic qualities of mercy, of compassion, and wisdom. And especially now, I think we can all appreciate the fact that while these are in the world, they're not pervasive. They're not the overarching path that we're all walking towards. And there's a reason why you all have been sprinkled amongst the masses as divine love light. You're going to illuminate these things, the hard parts of it, the paradoxical parts of it, and show people that it's absolutely possible for us to be seated in these types of concepts and still, be successful in the world, right? And still have money, still have authority, still have abundance, still have love, still have family. You don't have to. We can eliminate this coupling of things that are good and wholesome that we currently have, where the things that are good and wholesome are seen as like low budget or low returns, and then for things that are considered to be that we're coveting a lot, like having a lot of money or having really nice cars. There's a message that you can only get it if you're like in the gutter, right? If you're doing dirty things. That's not the case. That is not true at all. And Spirit wants us to be the legion of folks that demonstrate that. And some of us are going to demonstrate it by actually living that and being able to show that it's not worth it. You may find that you built something that falls apart. Don't give up. What you're doing is a divine demonstration. So just continue to bring yourself back to that love light. Bring yourself back to what your heart's deepest desires are, what your heart's deepest joys are, and move forward effectively. Peace, love, light, and blessings to all.